So I was living a dark place in my life up until a few months ago, but I didn't realize it had started back when, about the age of 14, 15, when I started drinking. And I thought drinking was for fun because that's what I kind of saw and was taught. But then growing up and coming into my own business and dealing with the anxieties, the depressions, the anger issues, and all the problems that come with it and relationships, that place got darker. And it got darker because of the drinking and stuff, because I was trying to numb my mind. And it all came to a head one night, one afternoon. And so basically, a girlfriend of mine and myself, we'd split. And I had professed that night to her and her family that I was going to kill myself. And the date that I said I was going to do it, what was that? The anniversary of my dad's death. So then when they left, I said, see, nobody cares about you. Nobody cares. So I sat in my room in my house for 2 days. And I finally said, you know what? I need to reach out to her. I have to. So I reached out to her and she says, you know what? She said, I heard about this conference. I think we should go next weekend. And I was like, yeah, right. I am not going to church. And it was a Holy Spirit conference in August. And I for an hour, I said, no, you're crazy. I'm not doing it. You know me. You knew better. And so we get off the phone and I'm sitting there. I don't know what it was. Just something came over me and said, what can it hurt? Why not try it? What if it helps? So I texted her back, I called her, I said, okay, let's do this. She's like, really? I was like, yeah, let's do this. And I said, just so you know, when I do something, I'm all in, 100, everything. So we go to this church at this conference, and I'm completely like, I don't know when to stand, sit. I don't know what to do. I'm just like, okay. But once I started falling into what people were saying, Vlad talked, and then Basoni talked, everything just started like emotions. I was weeping, I was shaking, I was trembling. I didn't know what was going on, but I was looking at everybody else and I felt like I was the only one feeling this way, but I felt like I just had this waterfall coming through me. And so they did this altar call. We all went up and I thought I was just following the crowd to follow the crowd. But all of a sudden I got up there, I couldn't even stand up. I had to lean on the back of my girlfriend and I couldn't quit shaking. I couldn't quit crying. I still hadn't really known what happened, but I knew I felt the Spirit. My whole body was just, I had goosebumps and it wouldn't go away. Well, for about 2 days, I couldn't even speak. I didn't speak. I didn't really say anything. I had no emotion. I was quiet. And I went to work on a Monday and I started thinking about my experience and I started thinking about what I was hearing from church and what I was reading because I was like, I need more. I gotta have more. I need to hear this. I need to know why. And so I started having these revelations. Well, I didn't know anything about like generational curses and all this stuff that led up to the problems that I had that were the anxiety, the depression, and then the suicide thoughts. And they were deep suicide thoughts. So it just touched me. And I had tried another church and they didn't put me in a headlock like Vlad does. I'm the type of guy, I need to be put in a headlock and keep me steered straight. And so that's what saved my life. And then ever since then, it's only been a few months. Every time I have a question like why, why does this happen and stuff, all I do is read. I read the Bible. Answers come to me. And that's an unreal feeling that I never thought. If I would have known I could have felt this way 4 months ago, let alone 10 years ago, I would have done it. No, I don't experience any of that. The thoughts aren't in my mind. So I use this word liberated. I love this word liberated because I didn't know anything about chains and being broken and, getting rid of all that weight. At that conference, the very next day, even though I wasn't talking to anybody, I didn't know what was going on. I was like floating. I had no worries. All of a sudden, everything was just okay. It was okay. I use this whole experience now. Like every morning I pray to God. I'm just like, you got to find it in your heart and in your mind. You have to open up your mind and your heart because you got to want it. If you don't want it, you end up lukewarm and you can't be here half the time in here, the other time asking for forgiveness. You have to be all in. And once you're all in and you reap those benefits and you feel it inside and you see it, you won't question it.